What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Kingmaker Trading. Today we are going to be looking at the weekly analysis for 30th of September to 4th of October 2019 based on advanced pattern trading technique. So last week we got 206 pips of trading profits from the analysis that I posted here on YouTube. So first of all, let's take a look at the result of my last week's weekly predictions. So this was the first trade that I pointed out last week, that is on dollar franc, and this is how that played out. As you can see, market pushed to the downside and filled in the first target of the pattern, giving us 55 pips of trading profits out of the market. And this is the second trade that I pointed out last week, that is on Euro Canada, and this is how that played out. It was a small loss of 31 pips on Euro Canada. As you can see, I expected that this market would reverse from the purple line that I have placed here, but instead market pushed to the downside until the initial completion point of the pattern, resulting a small loss for us. But that is okay. And this is the third trade that I pointed out last week, that is on pound franc, and this is how that played out. We got about 179 pips of trading profits out of the market last week from the pound franc. And this is the third trade that I pointed out last week, that is on this is the fourth trade that I pointed out last. So this is the fourth trade that I pointed out last week, that is on Euro Aussie, and we did not get any significant movement out of the market, so this trade ended up being neutral. And this is the final prediction that I made last week, that is on gold dollar, and this is how that played out. As you can see, market made some huge wide-bodied candles to the upside, and we did not get a considerable entry chance here, so this ended up being a neutral trade as well. So altogether we got about 206 pips of trading profits out of the market last week. Alright guys, so let's move on to the weekly predictions for this week now. So first prediction that we are going to be looking at this week is on euro dollar. Alright, as you can see, I have already pointed out a butterfly pattern formation in euro dollar, and even though we have this bullish butterfly pattern completed in euro dollar, this market is in a major downtrend, so we should be careful with trading this pattern. And as you can see, the very bottom line here, the 1.08537 structure level is the most significant and nearest structure level that is in this market. So what I'm expecting out of this pair this week is a movement to the upside like this until this 1.10398 structure level, respecting this butterfly pattern. Oh, if this market moves anything lower than this green line, which is 1.08774 structure level, then this market might drop down. To this very lower green line. So there is a possibility that this market could go down until this green line, this upper green line, and then move to the upside like this. Alright, these are the possibilities that I'm expecting out of euro dollar this week. So let's move on to our next pair, which is dollar franc. Alright, let me go into the daily time frame here. Okay guys, so as you can see, this market is in a short-term downtrend. Okay, so as you can see, this is a butterfly pattern formation that I have pointed out last week, and as you can see, this pattern has supported by another ABCD pattern here as well. As you can see, these purple lines here indicate the ABCD pattern here. Alright, so first profit objective of this butterfly pattern has already been filled. So what I'm expecting out of this pair this week is a movement to the downside like this, or maybe there is a possibility that this uh, market might move into the upside like this, then it will move to the downside like this. So if this market moves to the upside, then here is what's going to happen, guys. So as you can see, if this market moves to the upside, it will create a butterfly pattern, a Gartley pattern or a butterfly pattern. So this is the movement that I'm expecting out of dollar franc this week. So before we move on to our next pair, I have to share a message with you guys, which is the Hidden Treasure of Trading Ultimate Guide for Profitable Pattern Trading. This is the book that I have written in order to teach you guys how to profitably trade patterns in the forex market. And last week was the consecutive 19th green week of 2019. So all the analysis that I make is based on advanced patterns. So this book contains everything that I have been using throughout the weekly analysis that I post here on YouTube, which resulted me with huge profits. You can go to my channel and check out the result of weekly analysis and see how profitable advanced pattern trading is for yourself. So this book starts from introduction to pattern trading and systematically step by step takes you into advanced pattern trading. So this book contains every pattern that I use in order to trade profitably in the forex market. So if you are interested in getting this book, I will put a link down in the description and in the first comment, so you can get this book from Amazon or from the Payhip. If you want to take your trading journey into the next level, I recommend you check out this book. So it's not that expensive either, so it's just $10. You can buy it and it will be a great investment that you are doing for yourself. Alright, so let's move on to our next pair, which is Euro Canada. Okay. Alright guys, so this large pattern is a butterfly pattern that I have pointed out last week. Alright, and this week this pattern has backed up by this smaller Gartley pattern. So by the conclusion of these two patterns, we can take a decision that this market has a higher probability of going to the upside like this. Alright, so this is the movement that I'm expecting out of this pair this week. So what I would do is wait for some sort of entry signal inside this zone. Alright, then I will go long on this pair while my target's lying at this 1.48791 structure level. So that is the movement that I'm expecting out of Euro Canada this week, and our next stop for this week is at Euro Aussie. Okay guys, so this is a Gartley pattern that I have pointed out last week. Alright, so these green lines are the profit objectives of this pattern, and as you can see, the first profit objective of this pattern has already been filled. Alright, so what I'm expecting out of this pair this week is a movement to the upside like this, and there is a good possibility that this market might move inside. This movement can happen until the very bottom point of this candle, which is the 1.59067 structure. All right, so any movement lower than that will violate this pattern. So this movement can occur to the downside until this point, and then it can move into the upside like this. All right, so that is the movement that I'm expecting out of Euro Aussie this week, and the final pair for this week is Pound Franc. So last week we got huge amount of profit from the Pound Franc, and as you can see, this is the butterfly pattern that we took advantage of last week. As you can see, the only the first profit objective of this pattern has been filled, which means there is some huge potential for some great profits from this pair. All right, so what I'm expecting out of Pound Franc this week is a movement to the downside like this. So since with this momentum to the downside, considering this momentum to the downside, I'm expecting that this movement can directly occur to the downside like this, or maybe sometimes there is a possibility that this market could go to the upside like this, then it can move to the downside like this. So this movement can also occur until the highest point of this pattern. So any movement higher than the pattern completion point will violate this pattern. So this market can move up to this highest point, which is 1.24755 structure level, then move to the downside. So altogether, I'm expecting a bearish movement out of Pound Franc this week. So that is the weekly analysis for this week. So if you made it to the end, like, comment and share the video. Subscribe to this channel for more future content like this. See you in the next video. You're gonna be an amazing trader.